All right, guys, let's come in here. First of all, somebody let me know that you can hear me. Can you hear me back there, Mr. Tyrone? Yeah, no. You can just nod your head. I see you back there. Okay. All right, you know what it is, man. It's Hump Day Digest. I'm gonna run some ads here real fast. You guys, make sure you go and get yourself registered to vote. Okay, so that you can participate. Primary coming up June 11th. May 11th is the cutoff date for Saturday, May 4th in Triode. I'm sorry, in Blakely. I know it's not Triode. It's 1056 Blakely Road, Salton, South Carolina. It's the old Harry Hill. It's going to be a big gospel celebration for Mr. Randall Neeson. He's running for Williamsburg County District 3 seat. This event's going to start at 4 p.m. Again, it's at the old Harry Hill Enterprise, 1056 Blakely Road. Get out there and show you support. I mean, and if you're a lover of gospel music, that's just where you need to be. You know what I mean? I'm sure Mr. Randall won't mind coming out there and enjoying some gospel music because he's doing it for the community. That's what it's all about. All right, let me get this elevator music off. Now, one more thing real fast while that music's keeping me in a mood right now. All right, and again, Town of Andrews app. Download this app. iPhone or whatever. And you download this app and turn on the notification. And tell the people to make sure that they keep this thing updated. You don't have to do social media. You got a family member. About it right there. All right, guys, listen. So tonight, again, keeping right along with the theme on Wednesday night, we're talking to nonprofit organization business owners in this thing that I call Hump Day Digest. And today I have a special guest who is going to be coming. He's going to be here for the next this Wednesday and next Wednesday, because brother's very, very active in the community. I met him briefly at it was an event at Andrews. Miss Jerry Davis was doing an event there, and I met this brother. Had a brief conversation with him, but shout out to Miss Veronica for hooking this up, Miss Veronica McCrae. And again, Veronica has extended her services. If you need help getting registered online, if you're not that internet savvy, and you have some trouble navigating around the process, please reach out to Miss Veronica D. McCrae. She'll be in the building here shortly. But I got Mr. Tyron Wilson from and I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just say the letters TWLUN Teen Project, and we're gonna have a conversation about what it is he's doing for the teens in the greater Georgetown, Williamsburg area. So without further ado, let me bring Mr. Wilson up here now. How you doing, Mr. Wilson?
Hey, doing good and glad to be here.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Wilson, if you would, and I should have told you this earlier, turn your phone landscape. There you go.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, it balances the screen out a little, a little more.
Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, so Mr. Wilson, first of all, welcome to Andrews the podcast. Thank you for taking the invite and coming on to share with us some stuff that you do. Would you please, first of all, introduce yourself to the folks who are listening that may not know you, where you're from and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, once again, my name is Tyron Wilson. I'm from Williamsburg County, from the St. Mark community of Williamsburg County, and not Bloomersville, St. Mark. Like I tell everybody, the real St. Mark over next what do you call it, Indian Town, but the St. Mark community. That's where I'm originally from. Been in the nonprofit world for over 20 years. Um, started a nonprofit, for our youth. I'm also a business owner, entrepreneur, and got started my I call it my transportation business, Piers Transportation. That's where if anyone need to go out of town, we go within the 200-mile radius. And a group want to go anywhere, we're there to provide the service. But I have two kids. One of my daughter passed away during Christmas in a car accident. Taisha, and I got a son, Daquan, who's doing great things, a rapper, promoter, business owner as well. And to share a little bit more, I also, not just with my nonprofit, but I also work with Neighbor to Neighbor. And Neighbor to Neighbor is where we find volunteers to take our elderly and disabled to the doctor appointment, pick up pantry from the pantry side, or sit with the elderly person. So once again, I wear many hats. I'm proud of it. I thank God for giving me grace and mercy to do everything that I'm doing. And even right now, the best is yet to come, and more things that I got prepared.
You said you've been in a nonprofit, uh, working with nonprofits for the last 20 years. What inspired you to do that?
Um, and with me, it started with me being young, and working with the youth, uh, because I know where I came from. I made that left instead of that right. This is one thing that a lot of adults don't talk about, as they don't share their stories, and what make them do what they do, or what may inspire them to do what they do, or helping others. But I made that left instead of right, and I was right there at the prison gates. So I had a choice to make. Uh, so my thing was, because growing up in the St. Mark community, transportation was an issue, as far as kids getting to, as far as with me, because I know I was great in sports. And I probably the only one who would say this, but I was great in sports, but had no ride to get to practice, so was not able to participate in any school sports. So I fell victim to the streets as time went on, and so, as I know, what as many kids and many of my friends was going to college, um, I was at the foot. I was at the door of a prison. So that's why I'm so passionate about working with the youth, because my goal is to let them know it doesn't matter where you're from or where you at. Even if you make that left, life ain't over.
No doubt. And I noticed in some stuff that I was reading about your program. Um, One of the big things that you stress is uh, exposing these kids, and me from Andrews, it's the same deal. We from the rural areas, and exposure is that it's that difference maker a lot of times. You feel what I'm saying? Because like I said, what they say, the old pimp said, if you knew better, you do better. you know.
True.
So talk about your organization. Tell us what the acronym means. The TWLUM means.
Yes, we call it TWLUM. It stands for Tyron Wilson Let Us Mentor Teens Project.
Okay.
Uh, and uh, and going back to exposure, showing the kids exposure. I remember the first time I took a group to South Carolina State on a college tour during when they have the games and different things going on. And you'd be surprised that the kids taking that first step on a college ground and having that exposure for as going through the dorms, seeing people look like them. And when I mean look like them, it's not for as anything in color, but knowing that some kids are witty, some are, have different, they dress different, but they see people look just like them, and that inspired them to want to go to college and knowing that they can, if someone look like them, can make it on a college campus, why can't them?
Yeah, that's big. That's a big part of it. Is again, just talking about it, but then taking them to it. You know,
Hmm.
uh, that's a big thing. Again, like you say, for us, out of it, for me, man, it used to be big going to Charleston, leaving Andrews, going to Charleston. When I was little, uh, my mom was in the hospital before she died down in Charleston, and that was a big thing. And I remember going to Long John Silver. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it's just like it's those trips like that shape your that looking back now, I've realized how much they shape your life. So yeah, that's why it's important that that people do that. So what in 20 years, um how would you assess um the community involvement in back in you in programs like this? And um yeah, because it's yeah, how would you assess that? And I'm
Yeah,
asking you, for your perspective, because you're actually out here putting in the work. You're actually having you're having the meeting halls where there's nobody showing up. So tell us about that side of it.
yeah. I mean, it's real out there when it comes down to the community supporting your program. I mean, it is you got some supporters out there who volunteer, but I mean, it's a struggle um, because first of all, they already and we got good kids, but sometimes we have some at-risk kids, and they're already judged in the community. So when they are the judge in the community, a lot of our older adults, our elderly, they look at the kids in a negative light, and they will never forget the negative um, in the kids, but never when the positive come out of everything with that kid, they don't see that, but they always bring up the negative. So it's hard sometimes getting the community on board and what you're doing, especially being uh, I want to say an African American young man, with who started this. And being from the rural area as a whole, compared to being from the urban, I call it urban, kind of like the Pawleys Island area, Myrtle Beach area. It's a struggle, but our goal is can't stop, won't stop. So whoever can help us in what we're doing, support what we're doing, you know, we keep it going because our goal is at the end of the day is to help our youth and let them know that they can be anything they want to be. They can do what they want to do, and don't let nothing stop them. Don't let anyone dictate your future.
And how do you the because you're right. And being from a small town, it sometimes you can be trapped with nicknames. Sometimes you can be trapped, like you said, just under that. You like I said, you made that left turn, but you really in your heart of hearts you want to get back, but it's hard sometimes coming from under that thumb of people in the community that's just, oh, he bad, he gonna be bad.
Hmm.
um when you run across young men like that, what is one of the things what are some of the techniques that you've tried over the years as far as reaching young men like that?
Yeah. And with our program, we have young men's and young ladies. So we have
Okay.
yeah. So but with the young men's, I mean, for me, our nonprofit, um, we're hands on. I'm hands on. Anyone can tell you when we go on different trips, when we do different things, different workshops. I'm there. So it's not like it's just something that just there and then someone else be a part of it. But one thing that we do, especially with the young men and the young ladies, is we keep it 100 with them. I mean, we keep it 100 with them, and we show them that we really care about them, and that's a lot. That carry more weight than silver and gold.
Why is that important? I got an idea, but why is it important that you keep it 100? Because I be telling people these kids aren't slow, but why is that so important that you keep it 100 with them?
Because one thing about this generation and beyond, they can feel you out. They ever know that you're not real, they will not deal with you anymore. So you want the kids to know that you care about them and you show it. Like you walk the walk and you talk the talk type thing. Because if they out there, if they see me out there smoking weed, I'm trying to tell them drinking in front of them and telling them, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to y'all don't need to. So once the kid a child get a bad light on you, they would never trust you again. So you gotta be, how can I put it? You gotta keep it real with them because they're gonna keep it real with you. And when they keep it real with you, you gotta be able to understand why they're keeping it real with you because that's how the society is these days with the young people.
In your 20 years, have you run into a situation where you ran into a kid that realizes that he or she is in a bad situation at home? They realize they just got that God-given intuition to know what they doing around me is wrong, and they kind of connect with you. Have you ever experienced something like that?
Yeah, so many times. I had one young man when the team project started. It was him and about three other kids, and one being my son. Was rebellious and wanted to. They would want to act up, fight, and this and everything. And then what? I would put them out for about a week and tell them they can't be part of it, and then tell them come on back. Because and then the thing about it, this young man reached out to me about a year ago. He lost his parent, he lost his mother, his he lost his father, he lost his mother, his grandparents was taking care of him, and he reached out to me. He was like, Mr. Wilson, I thank you because when everyone else turned their back on me, you was there for me as a father figure because I didn't give up on them. Because we can easily give up on our kids when something is going on,
Hmm.
but now they need to know that through it all, we're still there. And I'm gonna share another story with because I have um, the youth bullying, suicide, mental health awareness workshop as well. Started that 5 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, because of the suicide rate that was going on in Georgetown County that was not talked about. Uh, and I had a young lady a few years ago. She was cutting herself. She was cutting herself. So that's why, and this coming and me speaking to him and staying in contact with her, uh, she's doing great now. But it takes, we don't know, the kids deal with so much that if we look back when we came up, if there was cameras around, brother, a lot of us would be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
But society has made it for most. I mean, I'm not going to say most of the older folks are in the church, not all of them, but they forget that they was young
It
too.
was young
So
too.
we got to always remember that when we're dealing with the young people, they're
Hmm.
dealing with so much
Yeah,
more.
yeah, man. Hey, so listen, and a big part of what you do requires funding. Okay, and you got a big program coming up a big event coming up here May 7th and 8th. It's an online event. Let me pop this up right here. So go ahead and talk to us about what's on the screen right now.
Yeah, it's called Paramedic Giving Day. It's a 36-hour event for nonprofits located in the Georgetown County, hosted by the Bunnell Foundation. Uh, our goal is to try to raise $20,000, and right, you can go to this on the 7th and 8th, and you can make a donation to the Teen Project. You can type in TWLUM, we'll pop up, and
Yeah, and I'm pulling it up here now. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah. But you can type in TWLUM, and on those in that 36 hours, you can make a donation to the Teen Project. Um, it's going to be a grand event. They got something also in Georgetown that's for all the nonprofits, and you can come on out. It's on Front Street on the 7th, from 4 to 6. Come on out. But definitely, just if you feel like and support what we got going on, make a donation. Make a donation. And one thing I will also want to share, you could go on our
And guys,
Facebook page.
this what I was saying is and what's happening is I'm doing a little bit too much on here right now with that information. But on that link, guys, you go to that link. It is palmettogivingday.org, and on that green tab on the link, you can click it, go down, and the TWLUM, how do I pronounce it again?
TWLUM.
Okay, the TWLUM Teen Project is on the is if you scroll down when you first click on that button, it'll have a list of all of the nonprofits that's in there, and then they've got tabs on there. There's got $20, $50, $500. You'll definitely see something from Welcome to Angels, the podcast. When I get off there, I'll take care of that. But yeah. Again, talk a little bit more about that organization. I apologize. It started glitching on us.
No, it's no problem. But once again, we have our workshop. We have different workshops during the year. One, like I said again, the youth bully, mental health suicide awareness workshop. We do drug awareness workshop. Our goal is to do anything that we can help our kids be knowledgeable, and even the parents. Even the parents, we take them on different college tours. We take them on a PIA. PIA, a lot of people don't really know that's located in Myrtle Beach. And if someone want to be working on airplane engines, you can go to the school for 2 years. 2 years, and you can get tuition. And we have some young people from Georgetown County area who went there and making over $100,000 a year. Young people. So go to Ori Georgetown Tech.
You and I both know, man, it's possible. Especially if you're young and you apply yourself, the things you could do in this, the things that our great grandparents could not do. It is amazing, man. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of our young kids, they think that they're trapped because you're from the rural area. You're not trapped. That's what society has got us to believe. You put your mind to anything, you can do what you want to do, be what you want to be. I was in school. I didn't went to no college to start what I started. That started with passion. That started with I know what my worth was. But you got to be a people person. That one thing I want to share. You got to be if you're gonna be in this in the nonprofit world, you got to be a people person. You can't look at one person one way and another person a different way, and you're gonna run into different people, millionaires, and because I have sit at the table with many millionaires, but I know how my pocket looks. But like mom and pops always tell you, that you treat them that just like how you treat that janitor, you treat that millionaire just like how you treat that janitor, and you treat that janitor just like you would treat that millionaire. You treat
and
everybody with dignity and respect.
and I think the bigger point of what you're saying is because again, you know, like I know, man, you go to barbershops like I go to barbershops. Brothers do a lot of talking, but putting that rubber to the road
Okay.
and again getting in the room with them, because I think the point of you saying the millionaires is these people want to help. They got this money, they looking, but they just don't. They're just not going to hand it to no unorganized, uh, just person like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I had another question. Georgetown County is #1 in the state of South Carolina when it comes to uh, fentanyl overdoses resulting in hospitalization, and we right up there in the top 5 with fentanyl death. So
Mm-hmm.
how is this crisis affecting the kids that you're running across, the kids that you're running into, the kids that's coming into your program? How has that changed over since this fentanyl crisis is taking hold?
Yeah. As far as with our team members, we don't see that with our kids, but we know they are connected in some way. Whether they know someone who has OD, they
Hmm.
know someone who has who's selling it, even some family members who's dealing with addiction. So it's but again, with our kids and the youth that we're dealing with and everything, um, we don't see that. But that's why we have the drug awareness workshop.
Hmm.
Because our goal is to make sure the kids know what to look for, even the
Hmm.
parents.
Hmm.
Because a lot of them, their friends pass certain things on to them, and they take these things and not knowing what they're taking or what they're dealing with until it's too late. So that's why these workshop is major to like what you're doing with what we do with the young people, and not just the kids that dealing with in the teen project, but just our youth as a whole.
No doubt, man. Again, guys, I got on with me right now, Mr. Tyron Wilson. He's the founder of the TWLUM Teen Project. He's been working 501Cs, doing his community service, doing his due diligence, doing his work in the community, um, with the most valuable resource, the young people. Uh, what 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 would you say, kind of as an overall? Do you think the if you had to say, if they come and say, man, what are these young people asking for? What do they want? What would be your answer if Biden came now and said, hey, Mr. Tyrone, what do these kids want?
You know what these kids really want, man? I'm gonna keep it 100. These kids looking for love from their parents, from the community. That's what they're really looking for. So many of these kids don't like the situation that they're in. We got to always remember kids are raising kids these days. We got so many kids that only time they eat is when they go to school. You got to understand, kids, they're dealing with so much that they be trying to hurry to get away from home because of situation that's going on in the house. Then they got to come to the school, and because of the attitude and different things that's going on, the teachers got to deal with so much. So the kids looking for love, and 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 they go about it in the wrong place, looking for it in the wrong places. But they just want to be heard, because one thing that we all keep forgetting, that back in Martin Luther King days, who was the one that led the way? Young people. They keep forgetting the young people was the voice for our elderly, because they couldn't even, because they didn't want to leave their job, because if they go leave the job, they would be fired. So you got to
Mhm.
remember, when you look back, the young people was the one that lead the way to do a lot of things in life. But now our kids looked on as, if they express themselves, they're no manner, they're different, And one other thing, kids learn different. That one thing that we got to always remember. Uh, But getting back to the kids looking for love and they're looking for they deal with so much in the household that many of them act out. But again, we got to be there as the elderly, older folks, especially the men. We got to be there for the young people, and a lot of young black men are not stepping up. Stepping up.
And what is social media play in this thing now? Because you're right that we're at a position now where the youngest and the strongest and the most vocal among us, they're not even interested in anything. um a lot of times I go to county council meetings and stuff like that, man, and it's a bunch of elderly people, and I God bless them, and they need to keep coming. But um what do and I know there's no answers,
Hmm.
but you a father, and you made a great point. Young brothers need to step up and be more accountable for their actions. um how do we catch these brothers before NBA
Yeah,
young boy catch them, before Dirk catch them, before what I mean, before the industry
right.
catches them?
Yeah, man, it's really I want to say start in the home, but when we got young people
Mm,
raising kids,
mm,
and this how I take everything back, from the '70s to the '80s to the '90s. When the '70s, when the dance came, when the boogie fever, everything came out. We got to remember, grandma was raising, grandma, grandpa was raising the kid. '80s, uh, the '80s, that's when the kids get older, and as the parent try to raise the kid, the first thing the kid gonna say, "You didn't raise me, grandma did." And now the parents are getting younger, younger and younger, trying to raise kids and trying to even take care of themselves. And social media plays a major part in everything,
mm.
because again, we got to remember, if social media was around when we came around, we'll be in a lot of trouble because the kids deal so much with social bullying.
Yeah, and
Someone they can hide behind the screen and bully a person to death to their commit suicide or death. And one thing I also want to add, when we see a lot of these things going on in school with the shooting, bringing weapons to school, um, these come from kid. It'd be the kid that who's being bullied, bringing these things, and that's just my opinion. My
hmm
opinion. Not,
hmm
I
hmm
mean, let me express that. My opinion. These are the kids who bring in these things to school because they're being bullied, um, and then they act out. We as parents, we gotta just keep an eye on our kids because with me, as I was raising my kids, my son, who's now, I think look at me, I think he's 20, 29, 28, and my daughter, who was 24. I know how I came up. So my goal was to make sure education was number one. From day one, any of them can tell you, uh, education was number one in the house.
why
You know,
why 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 is education so important as a father?
because
Why?
that's teaching them that they can be what they want to be. Because when you learn something, no one can never take that away from you. No matter what you do in life or be in life, when you learn something, they can never take that away from you. So I wanted to make sure, and at my wife at the time, we made sure that our kids, it was education was number one, and my kids play every sports in the book, from track and field to basketball. My daughter was a cheerleader as well. Country, cross country, football. They played every sport.
That
They
that goes
average
back
up.
to that exposure, man, and it helps them
Mhm.
be able to deal with failure. That's something that that's an issue. um is that the kids these kids can't sign themselves up for these youth sports. So there
Right.
has to be, you know, that parent like yourself, that because that's what we did. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it was different when we grew up because, you know, like they got us signed up, and it'd be a group of us from West Andrews going, you know, to the baseball field, riding our bikes or whatever. You know, you
Right.
know,
Right.
times have changed. You can't move like that right now. But um, the parent involvement is what so let me ask you, your program. I'm assuming you work in and out of the schools. You work closely with the schools in Georgetown County.
I work close with the schools. I even back in the day, I was a coach for Park and Rec. I coached football and I coached basketball. But yeah, I work close with Carvers Bay with the school district as well, and also the schools. I haven't, as far as Andrews, I haven't worked because I work close with Carvers Bay, but we have kids who in Georgetown who's part of the team project. Because we got to remember, um, as we got to work with the schools in what we're doing. Because working with the school, I started the free math tutoring program at Carvers Bay for Carvers Bay High and Middle School. You know, every Wednesday, every Thursday, we change from Wednesday to Thursday for them to go to the high school. We got a classroom they can go to and do free math tutoring. So our goal is to work close with the schools. Close with the schools.
Again, guys, you see on the bottom of the screen right there, it's Palmetto Giving Day. You can go to palmettogivingday.org, right? And this is going to
Yeah.
take place. It's going to be 36 hours. It's going to take place. It's going to be an online event, palmettogivingday.org. I'll be sharing out information to it. Uh, go on there and donate. There's a when you go on that site again, there's a green bar right in the middle of the page, and there's a bunch of different 501c. So you know what I mean. If you don't donate to this organization, pick one.
There
Okay,
you go.
find out. You know what I mean. Everybody's out here, you know, working toward the same goal. So pick one and donate. How important are donates after 20 years in the game? Explain to some people getting off
Wait.
the
Hey,
ground with a
give me one.
501c.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go and talk. Give me a minute. I got to get my charger. I'm sorry.
Okay. But there it is on the bottom of the screen, guys. Y'all make sure y'all go to Palmetto. Yes, what we got? Yes, Brown Ferry Community. Shout out to Miss Brenda Dozier Perkins. Shout out to Miss Loretta Wilson, Miss Frank McClary. Yes, Brown Ferry Community Outreach will be listed also. There you go. There you go. There you go. Miss Brenda Perkins. And Miss Brenda Perkins, I need to get you on this
Yes.
show here. Matter of fact, Miss Brenda, I'm gonna tell you what we can do. Let's see. See how this works here. You know Miss Perkins, right?
Oh yeah. That's my friend right there. Yeah, she
Okay.
does a lot. She does a lot in her community as well.
All right, Miss Perkins. Let's see. I'm putting a link in the comment section there. I don't know where that's gonna come up at. And you can click that link, Miss Perkins. Come on real fast and tell us about your organization also. Because there's a lot of there's a lot of people. And again, man, I just became laser focused on community and local government in the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Just
Hmm.
full disclosure. You know what I mean? I've been around, I've seen things that kind of kept, you know, an eye on it, but I really kind of drilled down and to realize, man, that there's a lot of people like yourself out here on the front line, man, that's
Yes.
actually putting in the work, man. So I this platform right here is yours to use. You know, if there's anything I can help, I know those young people love doing podcasts, man. So if you ever want to do a podcast with them, you know,
Hmm.
let's talk about doing that. You know, it's
Yeah, we can make that. We can make that work. We can definitely make that work. But I definitely want to. Why you guys need to give to the team project? Everything we do, it goes back to helping our teams, helping the youth. We have a van that we have that we take the young people in. We got a 13 passenger van. So transportation is not an issue, but transportation expense is what we need. So give to the Teen Project, our workshops. Anyone can be part of the Teen Project. If you're part of Georgetown or Waynesburg County, one thing we ask you to do is fill out the application and give back to your community. We meet a lot right there in Conference Bay Library because we don't have space. We don't have a building, but we're working with Park and Rec right now. I don't want to talk too fast, but we're working on something where we will have space pretty soon. So give to the Teen Project on the 7th and 8th during Paramedic Giving Day. Go to our Facebook page. You can see all the work that we support the Teen Project.
There you go, man. And let's see. And that's the importance of why you got to support these things. You know, again, there's grant money and stuff that comes, and everybody thinks that's what it. No, you know,
grant money is not guaranteed money.
No, and it's a constant thing. Talk about a little bit over the 20 years. Some of the personal sacrifices that go along with you giving so much of your time to the community.
Hey, I'm telling you, in this line of work, you lose so much when you give so much of your time to others. I can't really. It's hard for me to explain because the good day, a lot of bad days come with the good days. At the best way I can put that, because when you're passionate about what you do and you're helping others, everyone don't see the vision that you see. You know, friends will walk away, family members will walk away because they think that you're so passionate in what you're doing that you're neglecting other things, but it's not really like that. Again, if others don't see your vision, don't matter who it is, they're gonna look at what you're doing as a waste of time. Why are you doing this to help these kids? And these kids don't want to be helped. But at the end of the day, I know what they want. 20 years in the nonprofit world, seeing and helping. We help over 300 kids. Think about in some way. And when I mean some way, that means that they either went on a college tour, they even attended a workshop. Over 300 kids, whether they got free meals on a Wednesday when we had the free meals for the teens. I mean, that's why I'm so passionate about it. And we don't always have the money, you know, because anybody will tell you that's why I have the nonprofit, but I also work for a living, so 40 hours a week. But I still find time and will always make time for my Teen Project because it's all about the next generation and the young people.
I tell you, man, it's good to have people in the community because people don't realize that people will tell you that, especially like in the barbershop, man, bump them kids, man, them kids ain't, you know what I mean, like, and be dead serious about that, yeah. You know, like, so I applaud you. I applaud what you do.
Again, and one thing I want to add as well. One thing I want to add, because when you're in the nonprofit world, anyone can tell you, you got to have tough skin. You know, you got to have tough skin because what I look at, and not comparing myself to a pastor or anything like that. We deal with so many different peoples with so many different spirits and background that they will try to tear you down in what you're doing in the community, what you're doing, because, you know, they would be the first one to say, you know, they're taking the money. You know, they're not doing anything for the kids. They're not doing anything for the community. And the kids hear this all the time when they say, forget these kids. So when you're telling the kid and you're letting the kids hear and they're hearing that from the community, and the community forget that these are the future. They will be running the community in the next 10 years. So if we're not preparing them to be for success, no community can blame nobody but themselves.
Yep. That's it. If we don't have any police officers from our community, we don't have any teachers from our community, It's on the community. And in my I've been this book that I picked up is called The Revolution Will Not Be Funded, and it's talking about the nonprofit industry. And one of the takeaways that I'm getting from this book is that it takes, like you said, them grants aren't guaranteed. It takes the community to to keep these programs going. You know what I mean? Because again, at any time, if you depending on that grant money like that, they pull that, and you just kind of stuck in the water. But check this out, we got a guest on here real fast, Miss Perkins, Miss Brenda Dozier Perkins. Hey, Miss Dozier, could you please turn your phone
Yeah.
landscape, if you don't mind, please, ma'am?
Okay, we'll see. All right.
There you
There we
go.
There we
go.
go. Yep. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing great. Doing
Hey,
great.
Brent, how you doing?
Hey T, what's up?
All right.
All right, so Ms. Brenda, tell us about your program, your organization, that can also be found over there. I think I got a little better internet connection, so let me see if I can um, get back on there. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your organization and what you do and why it's important that people go and donate on this Palmetto Givings Day.
Okay, our organization is Brownsburg Community Outreach. We are actually a resource center. Our main goal is to connect community to resources. There's a lot of resources in Georgetown County, but the rural area does not know how to access those resources. So that's our main goal. A lot of people don't know that Helping Hand has free dental service. A lot of people don't know how to get Well Vista insurance. If they don't have health insurance, they can get their medication through Well Vista for free. And that's just a few things that people don't know about that we do. We partner with different organizations to
M-
be able to
m-
help our clients get the resources that they need. And
Hold
Palmetto
on, hold
Giving
on,
Day,
hold on. June 15th, we need you in Andrews. That's the purpose of our. Okay, I lost it there for a second. Hold on. That's the purpose of the event that we're having. Both you guys, I want both of you guys there if you're available. If Miss Veronica haven't reached out to you yet, but just like you were saying about the free dental, go please. And I heard you say this before, and you rattling it off. Please say that again. Okay, there she go right there. Say that part again about some of the services that you guys offer and the fact that in the rural areas, right? In the
right?
rural areas, how this information
No,
just doesn't reach down that far.
Mhm.
that's it. That's it. In the city limits, there's a lot of resources that's available to the whole Georgetown County, not just the people in the city limits. Like a lot of people don't know that Helping Hand has free dental service. 2 days a week, they provide free dental service. You can go and get your teeth pulled at no cost if you have no health insurance. We also have Catholic Charity, which is an organization that can give people dentures for free based on their income, but people don't know about. There's a Well Vista Insurance will deliver your medicine directly to your house if you don't have health insurance and you need your medication. There's a program called Well Vista. You just simply we can fill the application out for you, send it to Well Vista, and you're approved because you don't have any income. They will send the medicine directly to your house. But a lot of people in the rural area don't know because a lot of the organization does not come out to the rural area to
Right.
explain the services. And our organization, like myself and Tyrone, when we host events, a lot of us won't come out and get the information either. So
Well,
now,
we get ready to change that, Miss Perkins. We gonna attack them a different way now. They
Mhm.
don't want it. We gonna make them take this medicine here.
so then,
There you
then
go.
also, Browns Ferry has also partnered with the University of South Carolina, where we have hired community health workers. Our community health workers now can go into a home if something, provide them, help them get their paperwork full out, and help them with these services so they'll know how they can get the help. And that's what our organization is all about. So, like Tyrone says, we get some funding from grants, but we also have to do fundraiser, and we want the community to help support us as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what Palmetto Giving Day is about. It's about donating back so we can continue to provide the services that we provide now.
And there it is on the screen right there, guys. You go to
Mm-hmm.
palmettogivingday.org, and that green bar right there, you click that, and let's see if we can get into there without causing too much ruckus.
It shouldn't. You
Got
just
a
click
little
on it.
better
Should pull up.
internet
There
right
you go.
now.
It should pull up all the organization,
Mm-hmm.
and you just click on the one you want to support.
Because that's one thing that we definitely need, being from the rural area. We need your support. We need everybody's support. And for the team project, we thank everyone who have supported over the years. So for the ones who have support over years, we don't want you guys to think we don't thank you and we forget about you. We thank you for all you do for the team project.
Yes, the Browns Ferry Community Outreach has
That's
been
what
in
it is. So,
existence since 2017. And we've been helping families with cancer. There's a few families from Andrews we've already helped. So we try to help them as well, because we know sometimes when you're out of cancer affect a whole family, not just the person that's diagnosed. So those are some other resources that we do as well.
no doubt, guys. Like I said, we gotta take advantage of this. My platform is open, man. We can do this, once a month, once a week. You'll come on and whatever, because again, that's the thing. Miss, we got the same issue in Andrews with our people. Some of the folks that's listening here right now, they know they needed to sign them kids up for that Andrews Elementary. The YMCA reaching out into Andrews to come and with the after school program. Miss Veronica but we didn't have the participation. We had a program Councilman Anderson, Miss Angie Anderson brought, where you can get your high school diploma for free. And I know it's a bunch of people walk around with another high school diploma, but we can get these programs. And again, it's like people like yourselves that's fighting to get these programs. People need to come out and take part in these programs.
Yes.
And that's what it's going to take. It's got to take for the community. When they have these different meetings on certain things, they need to remember so much resources is in Georgetown County. You'll be surprised in the resources that's in Georgetown County that they can take advantage of. Because what Ms. Perkins is doing is great, and Ms. Perkins, she's on the ground running. She's that one, just like me. She right there in the midst of everything, reaching out, trying to get the donation, trying to put the word out about what she got going on with with Browns Ferry community resource that people need to. And again, she's not just working in her community. She's in Georgetown County as a whole. So people got this know that the help is out there. You can't. And another thing as well, so many our folks, because I'm speaking from the neighbor to neighbor perspective now. So many of our folks, they still stuck on that mentality of giving out their information. So they're not giving out it's not like anyone can use their information,
They give it up for that free phone.
They get so much.
Yeah. Because even in our area, and like Tyron was saying earlier, with working with the school district, I've found that when you partner with somebody, you make your events turns out better. Like recently, last week, I had an event for child abuse awareness. So I partnered with Browns Ferry School, where we had the band to come out as well as the dance team. So because we partnered with them, then we got more community participation. So I'm learning too that partnership definitely make
that collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I promise you, I'm hearing this information for the first time, so I know as people come to this podcast, it's a thing. And I'm gonna tomorrow. I got Mr. Tyron back on, so I'll definitely invite you back tomorrow because we could talk for hours and hours and hours. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Right there on the screen, my man Chris said, "What about Sampit?" And that's again,
Sampit is a part of the rural area. Anyone, my information is always available. They can call me at 843-485-1966. We've actually have clients in Sanford that we help. Our main goal is the rural area. We help any rural area. Andrews, Sanford, Plantersville, PD. We did a free will class a couple of weeks ago, free will and power of attorney. We had people from Andrews, we had people from Pleasant Hill, Plantersville. We actually have a site. We're located at the Choppy Complex. We're in the same building with the Diabetes Core Group as well as St. James Health and Wellness. So
Okay,
it's 8189. The
what's that
address is
number
80.
again?
The phone number is 843-485-1966 is our office number, and our address is 8189 Choppy Road, which is at the Choppy Complex where the Park and Rec building is.
And
But
what's the
we're in
name of
the
that?
old Choppy.
What's the name of that organization again?
Browns Ferry Community Outreach, and we're in the building with Diabetes Core Group.
Okay.
And one thing I want to share over in the Sanford, Santee area, Miss Susan Caroline. I know she got some great things going on that side of town as well. Because Miss Susan Caroline was the one who did my 501c3. So if you guys looking for someone if you think about starting a nonprofit, and everyone deal with different folks, and as they got their nonprofit started. But Miss Susan Caroline, Mr. Everett Caroline, his wife, she the one did my 501c3 paperwork, and she would help you if anyone who may think about starting a nonprofit, reach out to her. And I know they're planning on doing great things in their area as well. With the youth and also with young people as well.
Miss Susan Carolina is now a nurse practitioner for St. James Health and Wellness.
Yes, and congratulations to her because
yeah, that's an awesome accomplishment.
Yes. The first, am I not the first African American?
No, not at St. James.
That's saying okay, not there. Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
No doubt. So, all right, Chris, I hope that gets your answer right there. Matter of fact, there's that number right there that you can call, 843-485-1966. And again, the focus is rural areas, okay?
Yeah.
And that Georgetown County got a lot of that. So
that's
talking you talking Lambertown, you talking Old Cedar, you talking, yeah.
And we also help with food stamp application, Medicaid application. We're a part of South Carolina Thrive system where we're automatically can go in and do the application and it goes straight to the DSS office.
Okay, guys, this is from the town administrator, Mr. Wilson and Mrs. Perkins. Please drop off some of your material by town hall so that people can.
I definitely will.
Okay, there we go. See,
definitely will.
That's how this thing here work. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you. I have to say, Andrews Mayor, as well as Pastor Sean. I have to give it to them. They have been very supportive. I mean, they've been supportive from day one. Pastor Rouse and the Mayor McCleary, the town of Andrews, they have been supportive from day one. I appreciate them. I will definitely drop those brochures off.
Mm-hmm. And we thank you for putting us on the platform and sharing this information, because we can talk all day in our community, but it takes like places like this for more people to know about different programs that's going on and the resources that's out there in Georgetown County rural area as a whole, and even Georgetown as a whole.
Yeah, my partner.
We have had an ad in the newspaper the last 2 weeks. We had an ad that was in Georgetown Town last week, Friday. I mean, on the 24th, and we had one today. So anybody can get the paper. Our information is in there as well.
No doubt. It's like my partner Jay says. We refuse to die with information, and so that's what people need to stop doing. That. So get up off that information. If you got a skill, and you still able to help, do that. In whatever way. So listen, we're gonna pause this right here. And then again, tomorrow we'll be back on to talk more about your program. Tell us a little bit about just a little snippet about the program that you mentioned it earlier. And I when you told me about that when I first met you, I was like, damn, that's a good program. Because it goes back to, man, I remember my first, I guess, community service act was with Mr. BJ McCray. A lot of people call me BJ because my political angles, but anyway, and we would rake the elderly people yard on West Andrews. You know what I mean? I remember them. They fried sandwiches or whatever, and have the sandwiches, and we delivered it to the elderly people. But tell us a little bit about the program that we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow we will be talking about neighbor to neighbor, and I got to give a big shout out to Andrews area because Reverend Mayor McCleary and Moretta, and even Reverend Rouse as well. But it's so many people that we got so many volunteers that live in the Andrews area, and neighbor to neighbor. First of all, I'm the program director of AmeriCorps, the Senior Companion Program. I'm director over that, and our goal is to find volunteers to take our elderly and disabled to their doctor appointment. We work close with CMD Pantry, where they would go to pantry site, pick up the pantry box, and deliver to their home. Even sit with an elderly person for a few hours, giving that loved one a break, from caring for their loved one. And we have a program. I must add this in quick today, that we pay them 66 cents per mile for taking our clients to the doctor appointment. And I'll speak more on it tomorrow about all our different programs and what we do. And like I say, it's a great program for the rural area. It's great for someone who's retired. You're able to give back to a veteran, elderly person, or someone disabled.
No doubt. That's awesome. That's like I said, when I heard that, I'm like, that sound like my grandma Janie, them, man. Them doing that missionary work from, you know what I mean? That go back to, that's what I grew up seeing in the community. You know what I mean?
And one thing I want to share, because so many people are already doing it, and this is government funded money, why not get paid for it?
Yeah.
It's like I tell everybody, it's not a catch-22 or anything to it. It's free money, 66 cents per mile, that you can get paid for taking someone to their doctor appointment. And we cover Horry, Georgetown, Winsburg County, but I'll speak more on it tomorrow.
No doubt. I mean, that's a win-win. You getting paid, you're gonna make a friend, you may learn something, you know what I mean? So hey, that's it. So Ms. Perkins, any so you see Mr. Chris said right here, and I think he's speaking to both of you guys. Mr. Chris is very active over in the Sampa community. I'll get the information linked up, to you guys. But yeah, he's a serious one right there. He does a lot as far as bringing information to his community. You know what I mean? And you notice how he said that I would like to talk, like I would like you to talk to my community. You don't own Sampa now. You live in Sampa. You don't own it now.
We'll be glad to. Just let us know when.
No doubt. All right, so guys, I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. If you're available, Ms. Perkins, please pop in.
I will.
Yeah, and so we can keep this thing going. Again, I'm saying tomorrow, man. I wish we could do this again tomorrow. I apologize. This is next Wednesday. Golly, I'm excited.
Hey, I was green right with you. I was ready for tomorrow. Like, okay, let's do this.
I listen. I don't know how to schedule. No, because I got to travel tomorrow. Yeah, so it'll be next Wednesday. And so what I'll do is I'm gonna do some other stuff, some more promotion for that. Do some paid promotion for that, because I want to get as many people to that conversation as we can.
And I'll make sure you get some flyers and some other things about.
Absolutely, man. Anything you guys get during the week, Listen, I mean, you don't have to be coming on. If you got something going on, send it my way. I'll get it out to to whoever I can get it out to.
And thank you.
Yep, I appreciate you guys.
All right.
All right. All right, there we go. Ooh, got a little hot, these lights. But that was a great conversation. A lot of information packed in there. Chris, I'm gonna make that connection for you there. Boom, boom. Chris Robinson, ring, all that information. Absolutely. So, that's a great show. I can't wait to cut this up and repackage and put it back out. Again, thanks to my guest, Mr. Tyron Wilson, and Miss Perkins Dozier. Frontline fighters. That's all I can say. Frontline fighters. But good show. Anyway, I'm